Hello everybody, Negative G-Force here, and today I'm reviewing Cedar Point's GateKeeper. First off, you enter the station, and it is, I think, the only station at Cedar Point that is double-decker. That, is two-story, as the operators are above you. You start leaving the station, and you go up a very intimidating lift hill that goes 170 feet into the air. And the first drop is very good, but it's make or break on where you sit. If you sit on the front right, you get really good hang time. If you sit on the front left, you feel like you're at Kangaroo at Kennywood or something like that. You just start lifting up really slowly. Anywhere in the middle is just a B-tier experience, but in the back, that is really, really good. If you're on the back left, you get absolutely whipped over that, and it is one of my favorite parts of any roller coaster at Cedar Point. If you sit on the front right, it's just super intense. You get whipped down and then you start going face first into the ground. Then you reach a speed of 67 miles per hour and it's very intense. Then you go into some sort of inversion, but no one really cares about that because they're still processing the first drop and how cool that was. Then out of nowhere, you just have an airtime hill, which actually is super good. Well, for a B&M. Then a B-tier corkscrew, which is whatever. Then into the famous zero-G rules, which has head chopper and feet choppers, and it's the most iconic part of the ride. Then you do a turnaround, which is mid, it's an inversion. Then you just have some weird straight track. I try to enjoy it, but it's kind of hard to. Then a slower zero-G roll, if you can even call it that. It gives, C-tier hang time. It's basically just for looks. Then the ride is basically over. You go into the mid-course, and then you just have a helix, which, depending on where you sit, can make or break the ride. Then you have a little small airtime hill. If you're in the front row, you get some airtime. If you're in the back row, you don't get any at all. I rode this twice yesterday and 3 times a week ago, and believe me, I know what I'm talking about. For me, this ride is my 5th favorite at the park. Now, this isn't really a part of the ride, but now I'm going to talk about the looks. GateKeeper is probably the best looking ride at Cedar Point because it just has amazing colors with a gold train, a sky blue track, and white supports. And it makes for a 10 out of 10 front entrance. Every time you walk under it, you feel like you're missing out when GateKeeper goes flying above you. And at night, since it's like a falcon or eagle or something like that, its eyes light up red and it actually looks really cool. I didn't get it on video, but I'm sure there's some pictures that are on the internet. And with the long trains, it just makes it look super satisfying going over each element. This ride is probably one of the most photogenic at the park. If only they made it an extra 30 feet tall, Cedar Point would have had 7 coasters over 200 feet at a time. That would be insane. Well, anyways, that's basically the end of my review, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will review other roller coasters next.